guys, Jess here with Offbeat Life. We are a little late with this month's videos, and I'm going to take this opportunity to let you guys know what my next is now that my student loans are paid off and our credit card is paid off. So let's just go ahead and dive right in here. So this is our May 2018 budget preview. We're actually already a couple days in, so I haven't put in the stuff that's come up yet because I'll show you that at the end of May. So basically, jumping into income, I expect RJ to contribute his usual 15% that he does to income of $338.92. I don't know if I mentioned it, but coming up towards the end of this summer, I'll be having him basically turn off that contribution so that he can focus on his remaining medical bills. So then my primary work right now, my merchandising, is really busy right now. And for about 4 weeks in a row, I've been running overtime, which is really exciting for me. So I've been making a lot of money doing that, and it's been great. So I'm expecting, roughly from the hours that I've calculated, $1,718 in May coming in from that. I actually already got my commission check from the tax office, so I know how much that was going to be, and that is $242. This I'm still not sure about, so basically, actually let's do this first. My under the table side hustle, doing some light bookkeeping, I'm expecting $175 like usual, about 4 hours a week. Now through this side hustle, the owner of that business also owns a bar. He had closed it for a couple years because his former assistant, unfortunately, was stealing a great deal of money from him. So since I've come on, he's decided to reopen his bar. So I helped him over the last few months obtain a liquor license for that, and I mentioned in passing that I had bartended for, not even maybe a year in my early 20s. And so he offered, if I wanted to bartend for him, that would be ideal. I'm most excited about it because the timing is just perfect. I'm loving how well everything's kind of settling in at just the right time. Our tax season started off really busy while the merchandising wasn't quite busy, and then as the tax season kind of trailed off, the merchandising got a lot busier, so they balanced each other perfectly. And now that I'm expecting the merchandising to trail off going into the summer, bartending at this bar will start to pick up. So everything is just kind of balancing really well. So I'm not expecting to do a lot of it, probably just once a week. I'm also not quite certain how much, especially being a new bar, I can expect to make. So I've tried to set my goals pretty low at like maybe $50 a night. Hopefully the bar does better than that, but for now I've kind of set that low. So basically I put in here, I only expect to work the one night in May. He's not opening until the 19th, and the only Friday left in the month will be towards the end of the month, so there will only be one Friday left. Anyways, I'm expecting to bring in at least hopefully about $50 from that. So total income expected for May is $2,523.92. Going into expenses, and again, for anybody who's new here, I'll just put in a little disclaimer that I am married. My husband RJ, he works full-time as a retail manager, and we have not combined our finances. So I pay for the mortgage, and he pays for all the utilities, insurance, gas and electric, cable internet. We don't have cable television. He pays for our cell phones. We're on Straight Talk, which is super cheap and super awesome. I love it. I recommend it highly for people out here in the country like us. And the grocery bill as well. So you won't see any of those expenses on here because he does manage those. I'm going to skip ahead of the mortgage because I know that looks a little bit odd, and I'm going to explain that in our upcoming goals towards the end of the video here. So for other expenses, I am budgeting about $125 for gas, $35 for dog food. The dog needs his food. Both our son Gavin and my husband RJ have their birthday this month in May, so I set aside about $100 for that, mostly for possibly for a gift for RJ. We usually, if you watched our video back in November, we get gift certificates on Black Friday for tattoos from my cousin's tattoo shop, and then for our birthdays we use them. And sometimes it'll cost just a little bit more than the gift certificates that we got, so we'll usually like pay for each other's. So I set aside some for that if he needs any more money for a tattoo, and the rest would be for Gavin's birthday present and his birthday party that we always have at our house. So $100 for that. I had a doctor's bill come up from my gastroenterologist, so I put that in here. I will be paying that this month, and my $20 miscellaneous. So basically, what my plan is, at least for the rest of this year and the beginning of next year, financially, I know it's not exactly the Dave Ramsey baby steps, and I know he gets very irritated when people claim that they're, doing Dave Ramsey-ish, so I won't claim that. I will say that it's Dave Ramsey inspired, but my goals are not going to be exactly the same. So since we paid off our student loans, or my student loans and our credit card, there are still some medical bills, but RJ's insisted that he'll be paying off the remainder of those, and I'm not going to fight him on that. So the Dave Ramsey baby steps would say, obviously, to start your fully funded emergency fund. However, my goal in the next less than 12 months, actually, and it's panning out that it should hopefully be in the next 8 months, is to focus on paying our mortgage down, because, and I think Dave Ramsey would be able to appreciate this, because unfortunately we made a series of bad decisions right along with getting, all these student loans. We also were very overeager to buy a house, to the point that we did not put down a down payment. So we have an FHA mortgage, which did not require a down payment. However, because of that, we have private mortgage insurance. And I have, after being in this house for 7 years and paying on this mortgage for 7 years, I've reached the conclusion that private mortgage insurance is the bane of my existence right now. It's only $50 a month, but the fact that I'm wasting $50 a month every month because we were too eager to get into our house to save up a down payment makes me crazy. So we have to pay our mortgage down to at least 78% of the original mortgage amount in order to eliminate the private mortgage insurance. To do that, we need to pay down, it's right around $7,000, so nothing huge or crazy. So that's going to be my goal, and from what I've projected out, I should be able to reach it possibly as early as January. My goal was to get there by March of next year, because that's usually when they do the escrow account assessment, and the mortgage insurance goes through the escrow account. And then once they do that escrow assessment, they can remove the mortgage insurance, and our monthly payment will drop. So that's going to be my primary focus. I am still intending on putting money away into an emergency fund, just not super intensely right now. So my goal will be averaging about $50 a month into an emergency fund. So as you can see here, I did bump it up to $100 because I recalculated my hours through work, and I'm expecting more income than I had before I finalized the May budget. So because the income amount is good and my projection for paying the mortgage down to 78% is ahead of where I wanted it to be, I figured I'd throw a little bit extra into emergency fund. So I'm expecting to put about $100 into our emergency fund, my emergency fund, in May, which means if we go back up to the mortgage, I'm expecting to make our minimum payment. You can see up here, $713.44. Plus, I'm expecting to put an additional $1,353.30 on the mortgage. So May should be a really, really productive month. Obviously, if I only need to pay the mortgage down about $7,000, that's going to be a big chunk of it. Now, this is going to slow down through the summer as my income drops over the summer. So I expect kind of June through August, I won't make as much headway, but then in the fall, when I expect to go back to work for Hasbro, they'll ramp up again. So basically that is everything for May and all of my upcoming financial goals for the next year or so. So apologies for the late video. I expect to do our April budget report on Friday. One of my pays, my under the table pay was a little late for April. I didn't get it at the end of April, so I'll be getting it this Friday. So, but since it's only going into savings and not towards debt, I wasn't so worried about it being late. So I will be back Friday with our April budget report, and I will show you guys how April went. Sneak peek, it was great. It was awesome. So I will see you guys again in a couple days. Until then, let me know how your May looks. Hopefully good, but let me know if you've got any problems, and I'd be happy to kind of share some ideas and things like that. And I will talk to you guys again soon. Have a great day.